Well, hello, everybody. I'm Mark Comfort. My wife, Mimi, and I own Cruise Holidays Kansas City. This is our 33rd, going on 34th year as owners, and we work daily here at Cruise Holidays Kansas City. And over the years, it's been really fun to watch the evolution of the vacation business and industry. When we got into it in 1988, by choice, we only sold ocean cruise lines. And then as time went on, actually after September 11th of 2001, we decided we better stay in business by selling any kind of vacation anybody wants to have. And then as things went on in the 2000s, the first decade in the 2000s, this thing called river cruising became, I started hearing about it all the time from all of my peers in the industry. And so we did a river cruise, I think in 2012 or something like that. And it was very enjoyable. Mimi and I took a group to southern France. It was fabulous. And so we started getting to learn about all the rivers all over the world, but especially in Europe and in the United States too, of course. And then also we got learning the different river cruise lines. And so today, here in now 2022, September 13th, 2022, we're one of the largest river cruise specialists, I would have to guess, at least in the Midwest, if not in the country. Our staff has all been trained by the representatives that you see on the screen today. Most all of our staff have been on all of these different lines, so we can tell you from firsthand experience. And river cruising personally has become my wife, Mimi, and my favorite way to vacation. We absolutely love river cruising. It's just the best, the easiest, the most all-inclusive. It's small groups and all the things you're going to hear about today that have made river cruising so popular. And again, in 2010, 2012, river cruising was not a household option for a vacation, but now in 2020, 10 years later, it is. Everywhere I go, personally, I get asked all about river cruising. And so today, this is why we wanted to do this seminar today with 4 of the leading river cruise specialists. I'll go with first Robin Piper with Avalon Waterways. Robin, there we go. And Taylor, since you're next with American Queen Voyages, wave. Many of you all know the American Queen steamboat company that has been around in the United States on the Mississippi River and a lot of the rivers in the United States for a long time. So I'm real excited to hear what Taylor has to say. We've got Marcy New. Marcy is with AmaWaterways. And Sonia Smith is not on the screen right now, but she is with Viking, and she will be on here in just a bit, or she's not on my screen. And Sonia is with Viking. So what we wanted this event to do today for you all, our customers and our potential customers, those of you interested in river cruising, and those of you that have already river cruised, but maybe are now interested in a different river. I'm so glad you've tuned in. And our goal today, with 4 of the leading river cruise lines here represented, we're going to talk about the unique differences of all the river cruise lines. Pretty much, all the rivers are the same, at least in Europe. In the United States, I think Taylor with American Queen Voyages and Sonia with Viking, they do ply the rivers in the United States. Avalon and Ama do not at this time. So you're going to get to hear about all that. But I want you to know my goal today is so you know the unique differences in all these lines. Because think about the hotel industry or think about the car industry. Everybody has different specialties. Everybody is uniquely different in different ways. And so today you're going to hear about what makes each of these river cruise lines unique. Now, I think that's a big deal because that's going to help you plan and pick the right river cruise line for you with our help. And our goal is to match you up with the right river cruise line for you at the right time of the year and the right river. All of that, the right accommodations, the right pre-package and post-package, travel insurance, air, all of these things. Now, I will tell you this, like everything in the vacation industry right now, post-pandemic, holy cow, the vacation industry is just so incredibly hot right now. We all call it in the industry revenge spending. You consumers have said, I didn't get to take the vacation I wanted the last 2 years, so I'm going to do it now. I'm going to spend my kids' inheritance, and I'm going to do it right. And I'm going to do it longer, and I'm going to do it with better accommodations. So we're going to go through all these options for you today, and I appreciate that. But I also say that to let you know that yet in 2022, there's still a lot of great availability and some tremendous values. 2023 and 24 will be different. There will be less availability. We've already seen it. All of these vendors will tell you the same thing. All these representatives tell you the same thing. And so our goal, and that's why we're doing this today, is to have you start your planning process now. And I would suggest, please, please, please be making your decisions on what you want to do, where you want to go with our help as soon as you can. You'll be glad you did. Okay, so with that said, the format today, we'll do 20 minutes worth of talk about the different river cruise lines that are represented here. And we will hope that will be good. This will be recorded. And if you have anybody you want this sent to, if you have registered, if you're watching now, we're going to send you a link and you can watch it at your leisure again, and you can forward it to any of your friends that you would like. But please have them give us a call, because all of these representatives, I will ask them one question at the end of their presentation, and that is, are they better off booking direct with you or booking with somebody that is a river cruise specialist? So enough for me. With that said, Robin Piper, it's time for you and Avalon Waterways to take it away.
Well, thank you so much, Mark, and thank you everybody for joining me today. I'm really excited because this is one of the first times over the last couple of years that all of us river cruise specialists the companies have been together. So it's really kind of nice. But today I wanted to talk to you about kind of our point of view on luxury. And everybody has a different definition of luxury, but you'll see, he lived a life of luxury. That's one of the ways to define luxury. And, or it could be the nature of luxury. So a river cruise can be a luxury. But let's talk about what we at Avalon want to make sure that we convey to you. To me, comfort is a very big part of how I define luxury. I don't want to be real stuffy. I want to be able to be relaxed but have some elegance, and that's what you'll find on our ships. And here are some great photographs of in the upper hand corner, that is our panoramic suite, and that is what 80% of our staterooms are like on our ships in Europe. And the great part about it is the wall that you see, that window, is actually 11 feet wide by 7 feet tall and opens 7 feet. So instead of doing a external balcony like our friends do on the oceans, right? They can get bigger and bigger and bigger. We have to fit through those darn locks and under the lowest bridge. So it's intimate to start with. We only have 128 or 166 passenger vessels, but you'll also notice that we don't have an exterior balcony, and that is by design so that your room can have more livable space, and you can close that window if you want to, because we sail from March to December. So some days you don't necessarily want that open. Of course, we also know that you want, luxury, at least what you have at home, right? So all of our bathrooms in our suites and in our deluxe staterooms, all marble, great size showers, lots of great space. So for me, counter space is a luxury. My husband doesn't get very much of that bathroom counter. And then of course, comfortable settings and just a ship that's easy to get around. All of our ships follow the same basic layout. So it's really easy once you've traveled with us to move on to the next spot. Oh, okay. I understand my screen is not showing. So let's try this again. How about now?
Robin, your screen is showing. It is not advancing.
Okay. Is it advancing now?
No, and why don't we do this? Let's stop sharing your screen, and then we'll reshare your screen.
Okay.
Oh, the joys of technology.
Bear with me one second.
By the way, as Robin is working on her forwarding of her slides, I would say to you, this is such a great picture right there of what a river cruise experience is like. If you've never river cruised, the small, intimate nature is just so tremendous. People love that. People just love it. They love the fact that there's only 150, give or take a little bit, people on the ship. People like the fact that it's like-minded people. People like the fact that it's basically all-inclusive. It's just one of those experiences. By the way, I should have said this earlier. River cruising has the highest satisfaction of any segment of the vacation industry. Think about that. Highest satisfaction, and it's about 96, 97%. That's amazing. Nobody comes close to that kind of satisfaction ratings. And that's with all these vendors. So, gosh, you really can't go wrong on your choices, but you can make better decisions on which river cruise line is best for you. And that's one of the things that Mimi and I and our staff do to make sure you get matched up with the right river cruise line and the right river for you, as well as you get the pre-package, the post-package of hotels, that sort of thing, travel insurance, and also, well, whatever it might be, airfare, things like that. Okay, Robin, it looks like you have it going.
Yeah, we're going
Okay.
now. So, Robin, the screen that we can see has the 4 images with the Avalon ship
Perfect.
on the bottom right. Okay?
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So we kind of talked about the beautiful staterooms, those panoramic suites, the over-the-top bathrooms with oversized showers, big fluffy towels, all the things that you think of when you think of luxury. We even have complimentary robes and slippers for your use. So hopefully you're on the gift of comfort slide, and that really is something that I want to make sure that you understand. One, I think it's huge when you use Cruise Holidays and Comfort Tours. That's a whole different level of comfort because they're going to take care of you every step of the way. And I will preemptively answer Mark's question. You are not in a better situation if you book through us directly than you would be if you used one of the counselors here at Cruise Holidays. So just keep that in mind. The other thing that we can do, and your travel advisor can do for you, is we've got pre and post cruise land vacations because we are part of the Globus family of brands. We can do air inclusive vacations. I highly recommend trip protection plans, and of course, all of the services by your advisor and her coordinator here at Cruise Holidays. Another word that I associate with luxury is choice, right? It's not luxurious if you have no choices, if you just go down the same path day after day. So we introduced several years ago Avalon Choice, which is how we separate our shore excursions internally. So we have our classic excursions, which are going to be those must-see sites, going to the beautiful cathedrals and learning about the history and the architecture. But then we also have our discovery excursions, and there's several of those up here on the screen. We have cooking classes and painting classes in different places, and just really some neat opportunities. We have so many repeat customers that the evolution of our shore excursions really had to continue to develop because we didn't want anyone to be bored. And then, of course, we also have our active choices, and those are going to be things from canoeing on the Danube or taking a bicycle ride around the Holland countryside, different things like that. They are not all, for Olympians. We have different levels, of course, and so we want to make sure that you stay active the way you want to be active on your vacation. And of course, what is a vacation without choices about dining? One of the things I love about river cruising in general is that I know for us, you don't pay anything extra to eat in one of the other venues. And I think that's really important because while a vacation can be luxurious, you still want it to be a good value, and you still don't want to get nickeled and dimed, right? I certainly don't. So you can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner in our main dining area. You can do the late early risers breakfast or the late risers breakfast. You can even do continental breakfast in your stateroom. All of that complimentary. We also have afternoon high tea and some sandwiches and things like that. We often do barbecues up on our Sky Bistro on the very top, which is a lot of fun. You can smell the ship as you're getting closer to us after your morning excursions. And then of course we have the club lounge and our panoramic lounge where we're serving drinks. The club lounge is actually at the back of the ship and it has great views. So, and also really good cookies pretty much all day long. So that's something you definitely want to check out. I also wanted to talk about variety because variety is another really big component of luxury. So with the family of brands and with Avalon, we actually continued to expand our offerings. And we know wellness is very important. We know people are, you know, more active than ever. We know, but we also know that some people are very active and some people that's not as big of a deal. So we introduced our Active and Discovery, and really they are good for any type of passenger that wants to have a great vacation, but we have several different places. So you can do this Holland and Belgium, you can do the Rhine, we've got several on the Danube. So even if maybe you fell in love with a river, but you don't want to go the exact same way you did before, all of these itineraries are slightly different than their counterparts with our classic cruises, our classic itineraries, I should say. So just remember with these, they will have more of those included shore excursions in the classic, the Discovery, and the Active category. And really, we try to include as much as we possibly can and as many choices. Another great choice and variety is our short and sweet sailings. Now, this is really cool because you might have other things planned in Europe and maybe you just want to add on a little bit of a river cruise. That's great. Also, we are, you know, Globus is our company as well. So we can add on beginning and to the beginning and to the end with great options for you. And actually, we have over 100 different variations that you can do on the Danube. That's insane. Nobody has that many. It's really kind of crazy, but it's all because we have that interchangeability with our other products. So I really like to think of like the Best of the Rhine. That's a 5-day, 4-night itinerary. Great places to visit with Germany, France, and Switzerland. So just keep in mind, where are you thinking of going and what would you like to do? This can also be a really nice budgetary helper, right? If you want to try a river cruise and you're not quite sure if you'll like it or not, try a 5-day, try one of our shorter itineraries. And I'm so excited to say that we will be heading to a new destination, and actually the press release goes out tomorrow, but we will be in Portugal, and this will be an 8-day itinerary. I mean, just gorgeous. The Douro, that area, of course, is known for its winemaking, its amazing architecture, and it actually has a lot of religious sites and significance as well. So there's a lot for you to learn about. And we have a brand new ship joining our family. She's being built right now, and she will be just a little smaller. She will actually only hold 102 passengers. We will have all of our fabulous panorama suites, lots of staff to travel with you, and of course it was tailor-made for the Douro. So we're really excited. More details to come on that itinerary. And now I can't change my screen. There we go. And so this is vineyards and villages along the Douro. And as it's shown right here, it is just a portion of that river, but it goes, you know, from beginning to end, begins and ends in Porto, but you can also add on a 3-night Lisbon tour. So that is nice. It makes it a little bit longer. And then speaking of exciting things, if you're watching right now and for whatever reason you are not vaccinated, let's have you come book in 2023. So right now, any passengers booking after March 1st of 2023, traveling after March 1st of 2023, you will not need to be vaccinated to travel with us. The only stipulation would be if a third-party operator like an airline or perhaps a cruise company that we partner with our Globus brand, if they have stricter restrictions, that will supersede our policy. But we're very, very excited. So if you're holding on to one of those beloved letters of credit, let's get you booked and ready to go. And of course, last but not least, I did want to talk about some of our current offers. We have a fantastic set of promos for individuals. So $5.99 air, Kansas City is included in that if you're here from the Kansas City area, if you're watching us. But we have over 30 other cities that have that $5.99 air. Plus, you can save up to $500 to $2,800 per couple on selected sailings. That ends at the end of this month for travel in 2023. Then we have some sailings that don't have the free air or the $5.99 air promo, but they have deep discounts. And then last but not least, as you know, if you can book with us or with Cruise Holidays in the next 2 weeks, we would love to give you an extra $100 off, which in most cases covers your pretty much covers your gratuities. So that is a great value for you as well. And of course, we would love to have all of you watching today travel with us on Avalon, but I know that we might not be your cup of tea. So I am going to pass it along to one of my favorite colleagues over at AMA and just make sure, Mark, do you have anything else for me?
Oh, I really appreciate you saying that about the customer doesn't get any better value going through you than through us, and we have all the other help and service that we can provide. But I do have one question. I really appreciate knowing that your sale goes the next 2 weeks right through the end of September, correct? I know that's what she said, so that is that's perfect. Sale ends September 30th for any sailings in 2023. And again, that is why I wanted to have this event on today. So if it sounds like Robin really took my 20 minutes to heart, I appreciate that. And can we get Marcy New with AmaWaterways on, and Marcy is dressed as in her Oktoberfest outfit. I just love it because, believe it or not, in Europe and Germany especially, Oktoberfest starts in September. It doesn't start in October. There is the Oktoberfest queen. Whoop. Marcy, I think you're muted.
We got to unmute you, Marcy.
Thank you. I am excited to be here and excited to remind everyone that, believe it or not, Oktoberfest in Germany is celebrated in September. So I decided to join you today in costume, which I think is lots and lots of fun. But I do want to share with everyone what it is that makes AmaWaterways so special. So hang on, go ahead, just click it there. No, up in the top, yeah, up in the top. There we go. Awesome, thank you. We are ready to go. So river cruising with AmaWaterways. First, I want to bring to everyone's attention, we are a family owned and operated business. Our owners are very, very active in our everyday approach to maintaining our 5-star level of service and making sure that you are receiving the luxury that you are deserving of in your vacation. So Rudy Schreiner, who we are very proud of, is our co-founder and president, and he is also the only river line executive that was put in the Cruise Line Hall of Fame for innovation. Very important for you to know as a guest that he builds our ships quite different than anyone else in that we are more shallow at the draw, which enables us to maneuver the waterways when we have low waters much, much easier. And so important this year, we have had a little bit of low water on the Danube and the Rhine, and we were able to operate in 8 inches of water. So very different than many of the other lines. Then we have Christine Karst, who is from Dresden, and she is our executive vice president that is always looking over their shoulder, making sure that our customer service and our guests are having the delight of the perfect vacation. And then the Murphy family, and they are very active with our sales approach in the marketplace. I wanted to show this map. We cover the 6 largest rivers in Western Europe. And you can see these rivers through here. You've got the Danube, as has been mentioned before, the longest, largest river in Europe. This one is the only consecutive river that offers a 14-day sailing. You come up here and you have got the absolute beautiful Mosel River. And the Mosel River is a very small ladylike river, very curvy, but very beautiful, but very short. So we combine it with the Main Canal and the Rhine River to give you a 7, 10, and 11-day sailing option. Then you've got the Seine River in the northern part of France. This is known as the River of the Arts. We visit Monet's home, Monet's gardens, but we also encounter the beautiful experience at the beaches of Normandy. You come down here to the Douro River, and the Douro River, we've got 2 different itineraries available to you as a guest. One will actually do round trip Porto, and one will go Porto over to Vega Tirone, and you can depart out of Madrid. This is a very mountainous region. This is the only destination in Europe that we do not have bicycles, because it is literally straight up and down. So you would not be able to maneuver a bicycle there. Then we have the Rhone River, and the Rhone River is on the eastern side of France. Beautiful area. This is where the lavender fields bloom. This is also at the same time in the landscape you have the sunflowers blooming. This area is one of the #1 areas for gastronomy, definitely in France, but like number 10 in the world. And then this year we've added a beautiful itinerary that goes all the way up the Saône River, a very ladylike river, very windy and curvy, offering a terrific amount of Roman history. And then you come over here and we have Southeast Asia, being Vietnam, Cambodia, and a beautiful extension into Thailand. A wonderful, wonderful destination. And then you have Africa, and we do Africa 5 different ways, but we also do the Zambezi Queen. And the Zambezi Queen is it is a river between Namibia and Botswana, and it is the only luxury vessel on that river. An absolutely spectacular experience. And you can do Africa 5 different ways, also to include Rwanda, which is visiting the silverbacks. So another beautiful exotic destination for you. And then we also have Egypt and the beautiful Nile River. This is an 11-night program. We fly into Cairo and do the 3 nights there, and then we fly on to Luxor and sail the beautiful Nile River out of that area, offering you land extensions to Israel, to Dubai, and into Jordan. So lots of different choices for you there. I'm very excited to say in 2024, we are going to be offering the beginning of a new destination for us, and that is Colombia's Magdalena River. And Colombia is the 2nd most biodiverse country in the world. So you're going to see lots of bird species in the rainforest, lots of beautiful celebrations in the carnivals, as well as the beautiful history and architecture that Colombia absolutely offers. So we're very excited about that. And we'll be looking at land extensions, probably more than likely Machu Picchu and possibly the Galapagos. So one thing very important for you to know, and that is how you make your investment. We have the highest rated ships in Europe by Berlitz, the travel writers, and our fleet is completely paid for. So our ships, when we order, our ships are completely paid for, which enables us to take those extra dollars that you pay in fees when a ship isn't completely paid for, and put that back into our onboard experience, allowing us to maintain that 5-star level that we are known for at AmaWaterways. Our group excursions, so we have very personalized, very small group excursions. They used to be about 20 to 22 people. Now we've actually brought them down to about 14 to 16. Our groups are broken down into abilities, if you will. So we have gentle walkers, regular walkers, and active walkers in each and every city. And you can change up what you'd like to do each and every day. One day you might want to be a gentle walker, and the next day you might want to be that active walker. So you've got that option as well. We want everyone to be included and to really get to immerse themselves in the local cultures, in these local regions, cities, and villages. So very important that you can go at your own pace. We also have a wellness coach on board all of our ships in Europe and in the destinations other than Africa. This coach or this person, this wellness person, will offer you 5 different classes daily. These are all complimentary to our guests. They have become very, very popular. We do everything from core stretching to strength training to even some dancing. You do not need to sign up for these at AMA. You can just show up for these and enjoy. And we have a lot of people, more and more each week, that are enjoying this wonderful program, because maybe you've got it in your program at home and this is part of your daily routine. We want you to feel like when you are on board our ships, you are part of our family, and we want to include those luxuries that you have at home as well on board. Dining, we're inducted into this beautiful society called the La Chaîne Road de Sour, and this is a French culinary society, a very affluent society, in 2014. And what it really means to you as our guest is that you have 5-star dining at all turns. So you are having it every single meal, every single ship, every single destination. The other part of this is that in the mornings, for breakfast or during our dining hour, we have beautifully selected sparkling wines and mimosas for you. At the lunch hour, we have hand-selected premium wines and international beers. These, and at the dinner hour, you have the same, and these change every day based on the region that you're traveling. Your menu changes as well. Again, we want you to immerse yourself with the local cultures and the local culinary explosions that Europe has to offer. We also, very important to you, we source everything locally. Our ships are small, so they're ranging in Europe from 100 to just 160 guests, and we source everything locally. So not only are you eating these beautiful 5-star menus, but you are also eating very healthy. And then we have an alternative to the main dining area on the ships, and that is the chef's table. This is one of a kind, I tell you. It's fabulous. It holds anywhere from 24 to 28 guests, and it is a 9-course dining experience with wine pairings, and it is prepared à la minute, or all at each moment for each guest. So each plate is prepared for each guest individually. During this dining experience, we are also talking with you about how we mixed the appetizers to the entrees and the regions that we're traveling and what we purchased in each region to make sure that this is, again, exceeding that 5-star reputation that we have at AmaWaterways. Something we are noted for is innovation. We are the only ones that have a twin balconied ship. So we have the fixed window staterooms. If this is in your budget, of course, this is very important. We know everyone has a budget. But we also have the French balconied staterooms where the beautiful doors open. You get the beautiful viewing of the river and the fresh air. But our noted and what we are known for innovation-wise is our twin balconied stateroom. And this is a French balcony, opens up. You're just not in the elements. This is going to be your step-out balcony, beautiful step-out balcony with tables and chairs. Beautiful part of this is you can close that door behind you, accommodating the temperature to be maintained in your stateroom. We also are the only ones on the rivers that have connecting staterooms. We have 12 connecting staterooms on all of our ships that delivered after 2016, which is about 60% of our fleet. So this door can be pulled in the evenings when you are visiting maybe with family members or friends, and you can have your privacy. We are also the only ones on the river that can accommodate triple and quad accommodations. So the reason that we came up with the triple quad accommodations and the connecting staterooms is we are a partner to Disney. Disney charters our vessels and they introduce river cruising to the multi-generations. So now they did not have to purchase 2 staterooms. You don't either. You can put 3 people in that stateroom, or we can accommodate a quad in our beautifully appointed suites. Very important for you to know, we are the only river line that has been given the Green Award in Europe. Very important to our ownership, and that is that we are eco-friendly. So we are using things like LED lighting, double paned windows, and engines that don't use an exorbitant amount of fuel. By receiving this green award, it also allows us in several of the cities along all of the rivers to be able to dock in the heart of the city. And the reasoning there is because many of these cities do not want the pollution in their air. So many of the lines have to dock outside of the city because they have not met the eco-friendly green award. What you are also looking at here is a river ship. It is only one in the world, and I am proud to say it is ours, and it is the AmaMagna. This vessel is double the width of any other river ship on the rivers, accommodating staterooms from 355 square feet all the way to 710. So all we did on the AmaMagna, even though it is much greater in size, is add 32 guests. So each and every guest has much more living space available on this particular vessel. We are also the only ones on the rivers that have swimming pools, and the swimming pools are heated year-round. And yes, we do have a lot of folks that join us for the Christmas markets that might take a nice warm dip, have a nice glühwein or a coffee while we're traveling up and down the rivers. And reminding me that Christmas markets are upon us almost this year, but we are bringing out something very special in 23. This is the first time ever that we are going to be doing 14 nights through 8 countries for the Christmas markets. The Christmas markets in Europe, there's one word I have for them, and it's magical. They are spectacular, they decorate everything, but we are actually going to do what we call the Upper Danube as well as the Lower Danube, visiting some of those very unique countries like Croatia, Serbia, Bulgaria, and Romania. And then through COVID, we did not take one day off at AmaWaterways, and we created something called the 7 River Journey through Europe. We wanted to see the world through the eyes of Europe. And we now have implemented 3 of these sailings, but they are 7 rivers, 14 countries, 45 or 46 nights, ranging from 3 to 4 ships. And believe it or not, we were very, very pleased that our first one, which is the one I have here, has sold out. I believe now we only have 3 cabins left on this one. We also have, every one of them is a bit varied, a bit different, but we have one in the spring as well that has about 9 cabins, and we have one in the fall that has some very nice space available. So if you are that person that wants to see Europe all in one stretch, we have got the sailing for you. We are also one that has the celebration of wine. And what we do, these are over 60 sailings on all of the rivers in Europe. And these are what we call the celebration of wine, which is basically we have a wine host on board, and we have up to 6 excursions every day for you to choose from, and all of them are complimentary. So you don't pay for any of those. In addition to those, we add the celebration of wine. And what that is we go into these very small, beautiful little villages along these rivers, and we go into the very boutique style vineyards and cellars, and ones that are off the beaten track, and you get to do tastings in these. And I'll tell you, this is spectacular. Many of these vineyards do not actually sell their wines outside of their villages or even outside of their countries because they are not able to make enough but to accommodate just what the local people want. So you are welcome at that point to bring them home with you, bring them back with you, or take them to the ship and share them with friends. This is yet another excursion option that is complimentary to you. And we have a couple of promotions in place. I'm very excited to say we had our 20th anniversary in July. So through the 30th of September, we have an anniversary offer. And it is free round-trip economy air applicable to all US and Canadian gateways. Or you can do the $20 reduced deposit per person. This is for all 2022 Europe and Mekong sailings. Or you can take a 20% river cruise discount And of course, the reduced deposit, which again adds a lot of value. So it really just depends on which is the best for you to do in the vacation that you're looking at. And I have to tell you that the Cruise Holidays advisors will certainly determine that for you and help you better understand which is going to be more advantageous. We also just rolled out a promotion which is called 2 for 1. We are in the process of completing the dates. It will be for 2022, and it will be buy one sailing, get one complimentary for the spouse or the guest. And we are doing the same with the land program, the pre or post packaging on land. I have never seen this before. I'm very excited about it. And it started, we could start booking September 2nd, and it's over at the end of November. So we have two very, very wonderful promotions available to you with great, great savings. And we also are offering the 20% single supplement for our single travelers on all Europe and Mekong sailings for the remainder of this year. Our protocols in place. As of, it was the 15th of July, we waived the fact that you have to be vaccinated. We will have you sign off on a waiver. Our crew members, of course, are all 100% vaccinated, and we are almost at 100% with our guests. But for whatever reasons you were not able to be vaccinated or chose not to be, we want to invite you on board this year and into next year. And you can do that by having a negative PCR or an antigen test taken no more than 48 hours before you arrive at your hotel for our pre or post or pre-extension or on board the ship. And I want to tell you, we are excited about you joining us. We hope to see you soon. I will tell you the value of a travel advisor is unbelievable today and always. So please contact one of the excellent professional advisors at Cruise Holidays, and they will help you determine which is going to be the perfect vacation aboard one of our beautiful ships for you.
Marcy, thank you very, very much for that. That was a great presentation, as was Robin's with Avalon. And there are unique differences. I hope our audience is beginning to see and learn the differences already in the different lines. But Marcy, one thing that is so unique right now that we've never had before is all the changing policies, the COVID policies, the vaccination policies. And like Robin said earlier, it's not uniform everywhere, so there's still a bit of a risk for people. They need to know the exact policies, what's okay, what's not okay, what's if the vaccinations are not required, but they have to have a negative COVID test, which COVID test, how many days before they arrive, that sort of thing. So there's a lot of, there's still a lot of risk out there in changing policies, isn't there?
There is, Mark, and the protocols change, and I hate to say it, but daily it seems like. So your advisors are well up to date. They study that, they know that, that's part of their knowledge, and we can always, of course, assist them. But I will tell you, yes, it is a risk. However, I am very excited to say the world has opened up for the most part. And we can take those guests and accommodate them in the most beautiful accommodations and the most beautiful destinations all over the world. So yes, there is a risk.
Yeah, when I say there's a risk, there is a risk too. But the reality is that you go, that's why you go and plan your vacation with somebody like us that knows the policies everywhere in the world, with the countries, with the vendors like AmaWaterways or like Avalon or like Viking or like American Queen Voyages. We know them, so that's what's important. And by the way, they do change, just as Marcy said. And Marcy, last but not least, we have seen this year, it's just been spectacular with the rebound and the rebuild of the vacation industry, and how much people are wanting to vacation, how badly they're wanting to vacation. I call it, they deserve and need a stress-free vacation. But honest to goodness, that's why it's important to be planning right now, isn't it? Your next vacation, whether it's this year, whether it's next year or 2024 even.
Absolutely, Mark. It's not just about the destination you visit, it's about how you get there. And these ships are filling up very, very quickly because they are very, very small. So I highly recommend plan it now so that we can accommodate the type of stateroom, the destination, and everything so that we can exceed that expectation.
Well, I appreciate that, Marcy. Thank you so much. And I really want to say right now, too, to all of you watching, if you're in the Kansas City area and this is intriguing, or you know people that might want to find out more about a different river cruise line or about a river cruise type vacation, we're doing the seminars at 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock. It'll be very similar to how we're doing it right now. But if you want to talk to the representatives one-on-one, I mean, I think what a great opportunity to do that. You do need to RSVP for either the 3 o'clock today or the 6 o'clock today. And our number is 816 area code 741-7417. Again, 816-741-7417. And now we will go to Sonia Smith. Sonia is with Viking, and everybody has heard Viking. I imagine everybody online right now has received many direct mail pieces, email pieces, whatever, from Viking. Viking helped grow the river cruise industry to a mainstream vacation type. So Sonia, thank you so much for that, because boy, river cruising has become a major part of our business here.
Thank you, Mark, and your wonderful agents. They're so pleasant to work with, and I highly recommend coming over and talking with them for sure. So Viking really did put river cruising on the map. We kind of started it all with all of our great marketing pieces in your mailbox, and of course some great advertising and commercials on television. So I kind of look at it as we really kind of launched river cruising, and now we have several companies doing it, and they're all such a joy. Like you was saying, Mark, it's so important to talk to your representatives, your agents, because they will pick and select a cruise that really fits what you want to do on your vacation and what's the best one for you. So again, my name is Sonia Smith. I'm the Business Development Manager for Iowa, Kansas, and Missouri. And thank you so much for joining us today. Viking has several different opportunities for you. We have our Viking Longships. We have 86 of these. They're identical, so it makes it really nice if we need to switch ships for any reason out on the rivers. Then we have our beautiful Viking Ocean cruisers. We have 8 of these now. Our newest one is the Neptune, and it's actually in and out of New York City. And then just last week, we launched our brand new, modern, beautiful Viking Mississippi ship that holds 386 passengers, have 7 different itineraries going up and down the Mississippi, going even really close by my home in St. Louis. So it's really a pleasure to see that beautiful ship out there on the Mississippi. And I'm really excited about our 2 new Viking Expedition ships. These actually started in January, and we go to Antarctica with these beautiful ships. One's called the Polaris, the other one is called the Octonus. We have 26 scientists on board that will actually help you learn more about Antarctica with lectures, all kinds of experiments. It's a really great, fun way to see Antarctica. Spend some time learning about the 3 different types of penguins and learning a little bit more about the different seals that they have there. So these ships are really stabilized very well to get through the Drake Passage. So it really makes for a very nice cruising experience, that's for sure. Next year, we'll be up to 100 ships with Viking. So we're really proud of our 25 years in the industry. We celebrated our 25th birthday just 2 weeks ago. We're currently doing all 7 continents. So if you haven't been to some of the continents yet, we probably have some beautiful things that you can do with our ships, one of the continents you haven't been to. We go to 95 countries. We have 403 ports. I think one of our most special ports is actually the one on the Seine River, right at the base of the Eiffel Tower. So you can sit on our sun deck and actually see that beautiful Eiffel Tower come to life. And it just lights up at 8 o'clock at night, and you can get these fabulous pictures right from the deck. It's just amazing. We have 5 oceans that we cruise, 20 rivers. So we're doing a lot of river cruising, of course. And something that nobody else has, we have our 5 Great Lakes. So we are doing the Great Lakes in the United States. If you choose not to want to go overseas, this would be a great thing for you to do. We're using our 2 expedition ships when they're not in Antarctica. Up in the Great Lakes, we're completely sold out for this year and getting 96% rave reviews on those Great Lake cruising. So we'd love to have you on one of those as well. Our Viking philosophy is, you know, we're not going to be everything to everyone. We don't have casinos, we don't have climbing walls, and we don't have big Broadway shows. In fact, you have to be at least 18 to travel with Viking. We do not take anyone under the age of 18. And we're very destination-oriented cruise line. In fact, you'll find in our libraries, you'll have information about some of the ports that you're going to be visiting on your cruise. So if we're going into Vienna or Budapest, you will have some wonderful literature that you can look at before you actually get to that port. So it makes it kind of nice. We're very inclusive, so we really don't like to nickel and dime people once you're on our ships. Everything is really included, and I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. And we really hire some of the best staff in the cruise industry. 87% of our staff comes back to us. We have an amazing contracts for our staff. In fact, all of our employees are given health insurance free of charge for them and their families. So, you know, you're really working for a great company like Viking when you have some insurance like that. So we're very proud of our company and what we offer to our employees, which makes for better, you know, service for you as well. We're very much a Scandinavian company. Thor Hagen is from Scandinavia, so we really pride ourselves on having very spacious staterooms, open light-filled spaces, a lot of neutrals. So we'll have a lot of beiges and creams and, you know, ivory and browns in our decor. And relaxation is really important to us because that's what we want you to do, is to relax. So we do have some great lounges where you can go off and kind of be alone. We have libraries you can go to. With only 95 staterooms on our river cruises, you're definitely on a very small vessel that does have tons and tons of mega people that you would have on some of the bigger ships. So it makes for a very relaxing experience. With all of our cruises, we do give you one shore excursion. So every port of call, you have a free excursion included to go out and enjoy the port. Maybe it's Vienna and you get to see a little bit about the horses that they have there and go to Schönberg Palace. So there's lots of great excursions in each one of our ports. There's also some extra excursions that you can purchase, like our e-bikes going through the countryside, or maybe a cooking class to see how the apricot dumplings are made in the Wachau Valley area of Germany. All of our meals, of course, are included, and we do have specialty restaurants as well. We have a restaurant also called the Chef's Table, like Ama, and they definitely have some amazing different menus each night. You do need a reservation, but again, there's no upcharge to use our specialty restaurants. All of our restaurants have regional menus as well as regular menus so that you can always get something that kind of has the flavor of the port. Like in Hungary, we have in Budapest, we have our Hungarian chicken made with paprika. Paprika is grown in this part of the Europe, and it's just really neat to have some of those specialty dishes that you can only find in certain countries. We do, of course, have wine, beer, and soft drinks unlimited with all of our lunches and dinners. And we don't have a corkage fee for wine. So if you find a really great wine, apricot wine perhaps, and you want to bring it on board, no problem. We encourage you to do that. You can bring that into the dining room, and again, there's no corkage fee. I love our specialty coffee and tea station. That's one of my favorite places. It sits right outside the main dining room. It has these amazing English teas and some amazing coffees from Europe. And it's kind of fun to try all the different ones that we have there. So if you want a quick cup of coffee, maybe right before you go out on your excursion, then you can run over there and get a cup. And of course, they have all kinds of cookies, scones, and things like that for you as well. We have bottled water, of course, on all of our ships, and this is very important when you're going into the Cambodia area. One of the things we're very proud of on that particular routing is we use bottled water. We do not use the filtered water because a lot of people do get sick with that. So we only use bottled water on our cruises in the that area. We have free Wi-Fi on all of our ships, and this is really amazing because a lot of times a cruise company will make money by actually charging you for Wi-Fi. I was on one of our ships just in June. I'm heading out again in 4 weeks, and I love that I can check in with family and friends. I can post some things on Facebook. I can do it right from my room or the dining room or the library, wherever I am. The Wi-Fi works perfectly. Now, will it work great when you're in the middle of the ocean or the middle of the river? Probably not, but as long as you're close to a port, it does have really good service. So those of you that feel a need to keep in touch or maybe still working and you want to, keep in touch with work, that is something that you'll be able to do. All of our port charges and government taxes are included too. So again, there's not a lot of nickel and diming you once you're on board. Everything really is inclusive for you. We are totally following all the guidelines for COVID. Whatever the CDC recommends, that's what we're doing. I do see that we're probably also like Avalon going to no vaccination required next year, but it hasn't been completely confirmed yet. But whatever the CDC recommends, you can be fully aware and assured that we at Viking are following all of those standard protocols. We even have labs on board our ships where we were doing daily testing when it was necessary. Now, 3 of our biggest sellers, of course, especially on the rivers, is our Rhine Getaway, our Romantic Danube, and our Grand European Tours. Our 8-day trips on the Rhine and on the Danube are just a perfect getaway for someone that wants to try river cruising and maybe never have done this. It's a great opportunity to go into several different ports without having to repack and unpack and that kind of thing. So it's a great way to see some beautiful countries. If you have a little longer, we have our 15-day trip that actually travels between the Rhine, the Main, and the Danube. And that's a great opportunity to see even more countries and more ports. So if you have that time, I highly recommend that tour. It's an amazing tour, that Grand European. Some of the other tours that we have that I'm really proud of is our Wine Lovers Cruises. I had an actual travel agent in Missouri that just got back from our Bordeaux to Bordeaux trip, and she said it was fabulous going in and doing all the wine tastings in each port. So we have some amazing wine lover cruises. And we also have some great things for history buffs. If you're really into learning more about World War II, I highly recommend our Paris and our Heart of Normandy. This gives you a chance to actually do a round trip sailing with us from Paris, but then we also take you into Normandy for a day. You'll go up by motor coach. It's about 2 hours from Paris with a history enthusiast that will talk to you a little bit about World War II and give you all that great background information that you'll really need once you get into Omaha Beach, Oahu Beach, our cemeteries, so you can really appreciate what did happen in history here. So a European tour, Grand European Tour, also has amazing history of World War II as well. So I highly recommend those two if you really love history. And this is just a picture of one of our long ships. We do have 3 main decks holding 190 guests. Our top deck is our sun deck, our organic herb garden, which our chefs do use daily in all the recipes. We also have a Viking lounge and bar. And we have an outside restaurant that I love. It's the Aquavit Terrace. You do not need reservations for this particular restaurant. It's a great way to have breakfast or lunch sitting out right under the stars and having some amazing regional menus as well as regular menus. On the back of the ship, we have 2 Explorer Suites. These are very large. They're very, very nice and great for people that want to have a wraparound type balcony around the whole back of the ship. It's really nice. We also are using energy efficient hybrid engines to cut down on pollution. That's very important in our industry, and I think all of the cruise line companies are striving to make that difference. This is a picture of our main deck on the second floor. This is where you come on and off of the ship. We don't do a lot of tendering, which is where you have to take the boats into the port. Viking actually has some of the best, closest port of calls, so we can go right off our ship right into the destination, which makes it so nice for our guests if they want to come on and go off as they please while we're in port for a day. We also spend some of our nights, for instance, in Budapest and Vienna, a couple days there. So you have an opportunity to go out and maybe do some nightlife in that city. Makes for kind of an enjoyable day as well. Here's our main dining room. Again, no reservations required. We start dining at 7 o'clock. It goes to 9:30. You can sit with people that you know, or you may want to get to know some people on the ship, and it's kind of fun to sit with them. Our tables start at 4 and go up to 8 in our restaurants. And this is our Viking lounge, Viking bar with all top shelf liquor. Please talk to your travel advisor if you're interested in having a package where you can drink as much as you want throughout the cruise. There's a package called our Silver Spirit package that a lot of people like to buy. Again, if you just kind of want wine and beer during your lunches and dinners, no need to purchase anything because that's all included in our lunches and dinners. But you may want to have a drink after dinner, and you can come right here, and they have all the different liqueurs and liquors that you could possibly want. This is that Aquavit Terrace. I love this little place. It's amazing out here. In breakfast time, you can have these great quiches and croissants, and you can watch the sun come up. This is a really special little restaurant. Again, no reservations required. We always have plenty of space. And all of our servers are amazing. Of course, they speak excellent English no matter where they're from. And by the second and third day, they're calling you by your name, and they're automatically bringing you what you like to drink because they've already learned that. So that makes it really special. Customer service is definitely something that we really pride ourselves on at Viking. I wanted to show you a little bit more about our Viking Mississippi. Again, I'm probably the newest on the Mississippi River. I think we have Taylor coming up, and he'll be talking about his product. But we just started a week ago with this modern ship, 386 passengers going up and down the Mississippi with lots of pre and post cruise nights. If you want to stay in St. Louis for an extra couple of days at the end of your cruise, or you want to stay a couple days in New Orleans or go down early, we have pre and post in all of our destinations. So just talk to your travel advisor, and they definitely can help you with any of those needs. So these are just some of our itineraries for the Mississippi. We are completely sold out for this year, and we're 70% sold out for next year. It has been a very popular product. New Orleans and Southern Charm is one of our 8 days from New Orleans. We also have our Heart of Delta, our America's Heartland, going from St. Louis, where I'm from, to St. Paul. So we really have some amazing times that we travel, of course, during the fall foliage, which is a wonderful way to see our fall through the Midwest. And we have our Mississippi holiday season, which is really great for Christmas. So you can see all the beautiful decorations from the river. And this is just a little bit more about where we go. You can see we actually stop in some really fun, unique cities like Hannibal and Burlington, Iowa, Quad Cities, all the way down to places like Vicksburg, which has lots of great history, of course, in Mississippi. So there's something really for everyone on the Mississippi River. Now, this is something that my other predecessors that were talking really can't vouch for, but we're very excited we can. We were voted just in the last 6 months of actually being Condé Nast Traveler and also Travel and Leisure magazines as the #1 cruise company for river and for ocean. That was really a huge honor for us, and so we're very excited to have that acknowledgement at Viking. Our ocean cruises are going to be a little bit bigger with 930 guests. They do have an infinity pool with a retractable roof. So definitely a beautiful pool. It's not a swimming lap pool by no means, but it does give you that chance to get into the water. And I'll show you a picture of that in just a minute. You can go into our spas on our ocean cruises and no charge for those unless you would have a service done like a massage or possibly a facial. But we do have some amazing services that are available in the spa. If you're interested in that, you can make reservations even ahead of time. On our ocean cruises, we have many specialty restaurants. Again, no upcharge to use those. And you can make reservations once you're on the ship or before you're on the ship. It's up to you. This particular ships also feature a theater and 2 cinemas. And of course, fitness center, hair salon. So we really have everything you could possibly want. For being a smaller cruise line company with only 930 guests, it really gives you a lot of options while you're on our ships. And here's some pictures here of some of the areas of our Explorer Lounge. This particular one is our Homelands one that goes through Scandinavia with the beautiful Finnish firs. You always have a place you can go and kind of hide out, read a book, or just kind of, you know, enjoy some of the beautiful scenery that you're seeing as you go by. Our Winter Garden Lounge is beautiful, has more of a fusion taste to it. This is our infinity pool. Literally looks like you're going to go right out into the ocean. Again, this is not a lap pool where you can actually do laps. It's more of just, you know, being able to get in the water. We have our beautiful sun deck right there as well. Our spa, as I said, totally free of charge to go in and use the facilities. We even let you use the snow grotto, which is a way you can be kind of Scandinavian for a day, throw yourself in the snow and then go into our saunas. It's really good for your pores and your skin, so that's really fun. Our restaurants on ocean cruising, again, beautiful table settings and starting dinner with no reservations required at 7 o'clock, and they serve all the way up until 9:30 is last seating. It has a little information here about our veranda rooms. Of course, we do have the veranda rooms that have the beautiful balcony outside with 2 chairs and a table. We have our French balconies where the actual windows, the doors kind of open up, makes you feel like you're right in on the ocean, of course. And all of our, in our bathrooms, all of our floors are heated, and also we have fogless mirrors that we use in all of our bathrooms. I'm just going to show you a few pictures here. This was actually my room back in June when I was on one of our ships. And we have some amazing itineraries, such as Alaska and the Inside Passage, our Western Mediterranean, going from Barcelona all the way over to Rome. Of course, I love this one with Greece, starting in Italy and going all the way down to Greece. Some amazing sites, including Santorini and Athens. This is on my bucket list here. I haven't been to Turkey yet. This goes to 3 places in Turkey, including Istanbul, Troy, and Ephesus. I think this would be amazing to do. And it's called our Ancient Mediterranean Treasures. And then we also have our Viking World Cruises, and I actually sell these so much. It's amazing how many people want to do these. Possibly if you have you know, the time and the money and you want to go on a really amazing trip, it includes 28 countries, 57 guided tours for 138 days. Our next one goes out December 23rd of 2023. It is priced at $55,000 per person. But folks, when you look at everything it includes, it's amazing. This is business class air with amazing transfers, complimentary visa service, all of your drinks, Silver Spirit package included, the Wi-Fi, shipboard credit to use at your disposal on the ship, which makes it really nice. And it doubles if you've traveled with Viking before. We give you double the shipboard credit. So these are amazing cruises for people that really want to see a lot. And we have another one in October or January, I'm sorry, of 2024. This is a little bit less, 121 days, and it starts at about $50,000 per person. Again, business class airfare included. It's just an amazing journey. Our expeditions are
cruises sell out, don't they?
They do, and I can't believe
they sell
how
out very quickly. So don't think it's not.
Yeah, they do. They sell out really quickly. In fact, we're already 90% sold out for Antarctica starting in December and January, this beautiful ship that goes down to Antarctica. And just to keep with time here, I'm just going to kind of go through this real quickly. Our Great Lakes mark is amazing. This is actually getting some amazing reviews. We have 16 scientists on these. They're actually biologists, professors that come with us through the summertime, and they talk about the different types of fish that are in each lake because they are different depending on the temperatures of the lake. We actually have some amazing information about the wildlife around the lakes. So these are great opportunities. If you're looking to stay closer to home, this is a great way to see it on one of our expedition ships.
Well, you guys have everything, don't you? I think it's just amazing how Viking is.
We really do. And I want to give you a special promotion, Mark, for just your office. This is not something you can get anywhere else, only with Cruise Holidays. We'd like to give you $200 per stateroom for shipboard credit. So $100 per person, because we take 2 in a room. And this will be good until the end of the month. Also, Mark, until September 30th. And again, it's just for your travel agency because you've been such a great partner of ours. We want to remind you that you can change your cruise with us up to 14 days prior to departure. There's no change fees to do that. We really work with you. And it's also, the shipboard credit is combinable with our free airfare offer that we have going on in several of our departures. So make sure you are working with one of the great travel advisors here at Cruise Holidays. They really know our product. They know they could call me if they have any questions. And they are going to really keep you up to date on any CDC guidelines. It's so important that you're working with people that really do know what's going on with each ship and as well as all the different countries and places that we go. So thank you again, Mark, for having me today. That's it for Viking.
No, Sonia, thank you. And you might, let me ask you this question because we've heard this from the other river cruise lines as far as booking direct with Viking versus with Cruise Holidays Kansas City. Say there's no advantage to doing that, and I think they lose service, don't they?
They really do. And if you have done that and it's within 60 days, please let Mark know because he can take that booking over. There's no cost to you. It gets me credit, it gets him credit. Again, you're not saving anything by going to us direct. If you would call us, let's say on a Sunday and you book something, then just call Mark and give him your booking number. Get the great service that his travel advisors are going to give you. We want you to have that extra service. That's so important.
Exactly. And thank you for saying that because we have a lot of customers do that. Maybe it's late at night, they're online and they book it, and then the next day they can just call our advisors or me and tell us what the booking number is. They turn it over to us. It's simple as can be. And then we'll be there to give you the service that you want.
Exactly. We want you to take advantage of that. Again, it's within 60 days. You know, you really want the advisors to look at that booking, make sure you have everything you need, get your reservations set up for, you know, the restaurants and things like that.
September 30th. So plan now. That's why we're having this webinar today. And Sonia, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. And again, we have a 3 o'clock and a 6 o'clock seminar tonight. But to wind down this webinar, we will end up with Taylor Henwood with American Queen Voyages. And I'm so glad we did this because we knew that both Viking and American Queen have now a lot of river cruises and experiences in the North American continent, the US in particular. So Taylor, hey, welcome to our webinar. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having me. Much appreciated here. Yeah, so I'll take it away. I'll kind of start going over some of the information about American Queen Voyages. So American Queen Voyages, you're probably familiar with the company as it's been known for about 10 years as American Queen Steamboat Company and Victory Cruise Line. We were actually always the same company, but for marketing purposes, we decided to rebrand last year, and now we're American Queen Voyages. We have celebrated our 10th anniversary this year. The American Queen was christened about 10 years ago and it was repurposed 10 years ago. And since then, we've added 6 more vessels to our fleet. Now I'll kind of go over like a high level view of where we go, what the ships are, recommendations on which ships to go on based on your preferences here. This is our current fleet. So we're most known for our flagship vessel, the American Queen. It's actually a true steamboat and paddle wheeler. Out of all those 4 paddle wheelers on top, that is the one true steamboat. It's actually the largest steamboat ever built as well. The total capacity on the American Queen, which is the largest boat, is 418 passengers. But the American Duchess, for example, as you can see in the middle, also travels along the Mississippi River. That will be going about 85 cabins. So it's a very boutique vessel that we have. So the American Queen, the Duchess, and the Countess, these are going to be sailing along the Mississippi River. And we go to the Ohio rivers as well, and the Tennessee River. And the American Empress actually goes to the Columbia and Snake River in the Pacific Northwest. On the bottom left, we have the Ocean Voyager and the Navigator. These are two vessels that are going to be sailing our Great Lakes and Canada, New England sailings. And our newest addition to the fleet would be the Ocean Victory. The Ocean Victory is an expedition vessel sailing to Alaska. Within the next couple of years, we hope to add another expedition vessel called the Ocean Discovery. That will be also going to Alaska as well. So all-inclusive, it's kind of like a repeating theme with the river cruises, but we're truly all-inclusive. And so what that means, when you buy any one of our voyages with us, you're going to get a pre-night hotel stay. You're going to get breakfast the next morning at that hotel. You get transfers from the hotel to the vessel. We check you in at the hotel. And on board, you're also going to have all-inclusive drinks. So anytime the bar is open, you're going to get drinks included. There are no specialty dining restaurants, so all the food is included. Our menus are regionally inspired, so when you're sailing to New Orleans or the Pacific Northwest, you can have Dungeness crab or Creole jambalaya in New Orleans. But also, if you're just more of like a meat and potatoes kind of person, we also offer USD prime beef every night, and we also offer fresh lobster options every night as well. We have nightly live entertainment. We also have motor coaches that will pick you up on our river cruises and will take you along to the different stops that we have. So for example, when you stop in Natchez, Mississippi, we have a motor coach that waits right next to the vessel. You hop onto the motor coach, you get a free guided tour of every port that we go to. And that's all included as well. We also offer premium shore excursions too. So if you want to do something like zip lining, or if you want to do like a swamp tour, that's something that we offer in addition. And our expedition cruise to Alaska, we actually have Zodiac boats that launch right off the back. So we have included Zodiac tours that are for that. We have kayak tours that are included. So when you come on board, there's very little to worry about. The only thing that you can pay extra for is premium drinks that are top shelf drinks, premium shore excursions, or if you want to shop at the gift shop. Everything else would be included on the tour for you. So where we sail to? So we sail all across North America. I'm really just going to highlight a few of my favorites here, and this is the most popular for the region I work in for our clients. The Mississippi River, as I mentioned, we also go from like places like Nashville, Tennessee to Memphis. We go from Pittsburgh to Memphis as well. We have a variety of different routes, but the Mississippi River is kind of the bread and butter of the product. Our most popular is our 9-day New Orleans to Memphis and Memphis to New Orleans. And then we also have a northern route that goes from Minneapolis down to St. Louis. Once or twice a year, we also offer the full Mississippi River cruise, so you can sail the entire Mississippi River as well. The Great Lakes, this would be our second or third most popular itinerary. This is our summer sailing that we offer. The most popular one is our 11-day Chicago to Toronto and Toronto to Chicago. The reason why that is so popular is because you actually get to go to all 5 of the Great Lakes, and including Mackinac Island, which is the most popular stop. The Columbia and Snake River is also extremely popular among our clientele too. This is going to be kind of like a Lewis and Clark themed cruise where you get to explore the history of the West. Also, you have the Columbia River Gorge, which is very popular. This is going to be very popular for people that live in the South that want to explore more dramatic landscapes. Also, this is very seasonal. We go between March and November for the Columbia and Snake Rivers. So you're going to get really good weather in the Pacific Northwest versus the weather that's typically in the South in the summertime. And then Alaska as well. So we just started going to Alaska this summer. Our Alaska product, this is going to be an 11-day itinerary that will be from Sitka to Vancouver, or Vancouver to Sitka. It's between 11 and 13 days, including the pre-night hotel as well. This is recommended for people that want to go to Alaska for the first time and want to experience as much as possible versus the typical 7-day cruise. But also this is really great for people that want to go to Alaska maybe the second or third time around. You've done your 7-day cruise with maybe Royal Caribbean, Princess, and you've seen the typical ports. And as you can see here with all the different stops that we have in Alaska, these are not going to be your typical Alaska Voyages stops that you go to. We'll have some of the overlap from our 7-day cruise partners that we across the world, but a lot of these are going to be over water stops. So you're going to actually be able to stop on the water, take the Zodiac boats, and launch them off the back, as well as with the kayaks as well. And right now, so what we're running for our current promotion, we actually have a special offer for this event where anybody booking until the end of the month will receive $100 per person onboard credit. But in addition, you can also receive free round trip airfare on 2023 voyages, and then also select discounted rates for 2023 promotions as well. Cruise holidays here, you can book both of these. This is all combinable, so we highly recommend it. All of our travel partners can give everything that we offer plus more. So I would recommend looking into that, and that's pretty much it.
Well, Taylor, with that said, I really appreciate you being here today. We're going to switch up the seminars. We got a whole room full of people. We're going to put you on second since we didn't think through you being last on this webinar part. But let me ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
Pandemic actually was very good for American Queen Voyages because people had to stay around home. So they started thinking about the maybe European river cruises they might be taking, but knowing they couldn't, they started thinking about doing American rivers, staying closer to home. That's a big deal right now, isn't it? And that's probably why you're growing so much and so successful.
Yeah, and to mention, you talking about our vaccination policy, we do require vaccination, but we also stopped on our U.S. cruises to do pre-testing on board. So when you're sailing out of the U.S., there's no pre-testing requirements, but we do require vaccination still at this point.
Yeah, and by the way, you've already, from the 4 vendors we've all heard from today, the vaccination policies are changing quickly, but not all of them have the same policies. So there again, that's one reason why you use an expert, that this is all we do is these vacations.
Right.
And we want to make sure you as our customer are not taking a risk and doing something wrong, so you won't be so you'll be denied boarding. You don't want that. That's what a quick way to ruin a vacation. And I love the fact, Taylor, that what you've done is you've actually explained to our audience how American Queen Voyages has evolved from steamboat river cruising that we all knew built this country in the beginning to these new modern ocean going vessels too. So I'm excited about our audience learning more about you and us helping to put more of our audience on American Queen Voyages ships, because as everybody says, I bet not too many people knew you had that many ships. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and thank you for offering
we
that.
have an expanded offer that's of vessels that a lot of people don't know about.
Yep, that's exactly right. Well, that's why we do these seminars and webinars. I think it's great. Okay, I've got to run to the webinar, and Taylor, we're going to switch around. We're going to have you at the second seminar slot, okay? So
That's
everybody,
good.
thank you for joining us today for this webinar. I'm Mark Comfort. If you've just tuned in, my wife Mimi and I are the owners of Cruise Holidays. We asked these 4 major river cruise line representatives to be here, from Viking, from AmaWaterways, from Avalon Waterways, and American Queen Voyages. And the reason for that is it's important for you to know the differences between all of these options that you have to plan your vacation. They're not all the same, not at all. And I hope you've learned that by watching this webinar. I hope you've also learned that the wisest thing you can do, you will not save money booking direct with any of these lines. So why not get the service that we offer you? And in many cases, especially with the sale prices that they're offering us and added values through the end of September 30th, we'll be able to save you money and give you added value offers. So give us a call or come by and see us if you're local. Our phone number is 816-741-7417, 816 area code 741-7417. Thank you everybody for joining us today. Thank you so much for those of you that are our customers. You're helping us rebuild our business. We've hired 5 more people, 5 new people already this year because of your business. Those of you that don't or haven't done business with us, allow us the opportunity to earn your business. I think and I know you will like us and you will trust us. That's what we've been doing for 33, almost 34 years. That's why we have over 110,000 customers. That's why we've stayed in business and become one of the largest specialty river cruise and ocean cruise and all-inclusive resort companies in the world. So thank you very much for your business. We appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Give us a call. We want to help you plan your next vacation because you deserve and need a stress-free vacation. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Bye-bye.